Hello and welcome to grammar class. Today's lesson is the past continuous tense. It's also known as the past progressive or the past imperfect tense. As you know, we identify a tense from the structure of the verb. So what's the structure of the past continuous tense? Well, the past progressive tense has the structure of the auxiliary verb was or were and the fourth form or the present participle of the main verb. So we learn that we use the auxiliary verb was or were according to the subject of the sentence, and then the fourth form or the ing form of the main verb is used in past progressive tense. This is the active voice structure of the past continuous tense. In the active voice, the subject is the doer of the action. In this structure, the auxiliary verbs was and were show the past time of the action, while the ing form of the verb shows the continuity of the action. The helping verb was is used if the subject is I, or he, or she, or it, or any singular noun. In other words, for the first person singular pronoun I and the third person singular pronouns as well as all singular nouns was is used. While on the other hand, if the subject is we, you, they, or any plural noun, the auxiliary verb were is used. So we clearly understand that in past continuous tense we use either was or were according to the subject of the sentence and then the ing form of the main verb. So now we have understood the structure of the past continuous tense. Let's see how it is used in the affirmative sentence. The dog was barking. In this sentence, was barking is in past continuous tense. Was and the ing form of the verb bark. It was raining heavily. Here, was and raining is in past progressive tense. We were waiting for the bus. Here the subject is we, so the auxiliary verb were and the ing form of the verb wait. Were waiting is in past continuous tense. So from these examples, it is amply clear that we have used the auxiliary verb was or were according to the subject of the sentence and then the present participle or the ing form of the main verb to show the past continuous tense. So in these sentences, was barking, was raining and were waiting are in past progressive tense. Now let's see how the past continuous tense is used in negative sentences. The train was not running. Here was running is in past continuous tense and not is put in between the auxiliary verb was and the fourth form of the main verb running. In the same way, he was not speaking the truth. Was not speaking the truth is in past continuous tense. They were not walking that day. Here also, were not walking is in past continuous tense, but here we are using not in between the auxiliary verb was or were and the ing form of the main verb in the negative sentences. But what about the interrogative sentences? Well, if the sentence is interrogative, the auxiliary verb was or were according to the subject is placed before the subject and the present participle or the ing form of the main verb comes after the subject. For example, were you waiting for us? Here the helping verb were comes before the subject you and waiting in the fourth form comes after the subject. In the same way, was the lion not roaring? Here the auxiliary verb was comes before the subject, the lion, while the main verb in its fourth form, roaring, comes after the subject. Please note here that the negative word not also comes after the subject, the lion. And if it is an open question, for example, why was she weeping, then the WH word or the question word, for example, why, comes first of all, followed by the auxiliary verb was, and the ing form of the verb comes after the subject. So this is how we use the past continuous tense in affirmative, negative and interrogative sentences. But what does the past continuous tense denote? What does it show? Well, the past continuous tense shows an activity or action in progress, in continuity, at a point of time in the past. To put it simply, if an action was going on or happening at some time in the past, we use the past continuous tense to show it. As the name suggests, the past continuous tense denotes the continuity of an action in the past. In other words, if a verb is in past continuous tense, we understand that the action denoted in the verb was in progress or was in continuity at some time in the past. So remember that the past continuous tense does not show the completion of the past activity or how long the action continued in the past. It just shows that at a particular point of time in the past, the action was in progress. Moreover, the past continuous tense often shows a continuous past action linked with another action in the simple past tense. In other words, the past continuous tense shows while a certain action was going on at some time in the past, another past activity took place. And while we show the continuous past activity in past continuous tense, we show the other past activity in simple past tense. For example, I was sleeping when the mobile rang aloud. Here, was sleeping is in past continuous tense and rang is in simple past tense. We were playing when the rain started. Here, were playing is in past continuous tense, but started is in simple past tense. And in both these cases, the second activities, the ringing of the mobile and the start of the rain, took place when the first activities were going on. Sometimes the past continuous tense also shows a persistent or continuous habit of the past when we use it with adverbs like continually, always, etc. For example, he was always complaining or she was always sulking. Here, with the help of the past continuous tense, we show a person's continuous habit of complaining or sulking. Well, finally, let's see how the past continuous tense is used in the passive voice. Well, in passive voice, the past continuous tense has a different structure. It is the auxiliary verb was or were plus the ing form of verb be, being, and the past participle of the main verb or the third form of the main verb. And we know that in passive voice, the subject is not the doer of the action, but the receiver of the impact of the action. So the past continuous tense passive voice structure is was or were plus being and the third form of the verb. Now let's look at some examples of the past continuous tense in passive voice. The house was being painted. Here the verb was being painted is in past continuous tense passive voice. The baby was being fed by his mother. Here too the verb was being fed. Fed is the third form of the verb feed. Was being fed is in past continuous tense passive voice. The rooms were being cleaned by the maid. Here the verb were being cleaned is in past continuous tense passive voice. In all these sentences, the subjects, the house The baby and the rooms are the receiver of the action. And as you can see, in all these sentences, we have used the passive structure of the past continuous tense. So that's it. If you liked the video, please be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel for more grammar videos. Thank you.